All right, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of the Fresh Takes podcast. I'm laughing hysterically. Paul Russo here. Across from me, as always, is man, myth, legend, back from Vegas.
Not as always, Paul.
Nick Felice. Nick, how you doing?
I'm back, everybody. This is the 34th edition of the Fresh Takes podcast here on Finger Lakes 1. This is my 33rd episode. This is Paul's 34th out of 34 episodes. We have two special guests tonight.
Right,
one is on his 10th episode. One is on his 4th episode.
That's right.
This is the 28th episode since we've been doing it weekly. Yeah. I'm a big fan of stats. You guys know why we like stats, because it is a special sport starting this week that loves stats.
So
numbers never lie. Yes.
So we'll go over to first to back to back. Feels like back to back week. Guest co-host Pat Russo.
3 out of 4. I'm back. How's
Pat,
it going?
Welcome back again.
Great
as
to be
always.
Here. Great to be here as always.
I see you're channeling your inner Brett Gardner today.
Yep.
Very
He's in a different seat. He's in a
different seat today. He
I want to be closer to the heater.
I was about to say, he chose,
if I'm being honest.
He chose a good seat. And back again for what, the fourth time. Matt Felice, welcome back.
Ready to talk some baseball?
I'm very excited for this podcast.
First time brother duos.
Duos here. The baseball. We could call ourselves the baseball bros here today.
Yeah,
We really are.
We're repping our teams.
Mm-hmm. Yep. In some degree or form.
This is not a joke. I am actually a Pirates fan.
Me and Matt went the subtle route. You guys went the.
We want the jerseys.
To
be fair, I am wearing a Kyle Seager shirt, but it is cold in this room.
The jersey. So, obviously the topics for today, we're going to obviously touch on the tournament really quickly here, and then we're going to get right into some baseball talk. Just a little forewarning here about the baseball side of it. No exact order for what we're going. We're going to look at by division. No exact order for what we're doing. Doing a little randomized deal here by division. So, it may not hypothetically could happen where we go, say, AL East through West and then NL East through West. But we're going to do it randomly, so hopefully it doesn't end up quite like that. So with that in mind, let's jump right into it. March Madness. Maybe not necessarily straight up chalk, but, pretty much is what it is.
It's chalk. The kids love the chalk.
You got 15 out of 16 chalk.
I was about to
Jerry
say.
Johnson loves his chalk.
Is the lowest seed Auburn, the 5 seed?
Oregon 12.
Well, the only reason Oregon is because they put UC Irvine in the second round.
So, I mean, Duke doesn't look invincible, obviously, now.
They've never been invincible.
We could have all told you that.
It's Zion and everyone else on that team.
UNC fan.
I mean,
It's the truth.
I don't know what else to really put it as. It was kind of I won't say, straight up boring first weekend.
I just didn't like the blowout.
But there was not really a ton to write home about, I'd say, about the first weekend of the tournament. So, whichever one of you guys really want to speak up on
start.
that. Oh, okay.
I'm back. I'm excited to talk. My mouth is dry.
That's not good.
Water.
The thing with this year's tournament, it's if you're wondering who's winning your group, the experts are probably not winning their groups because the experts, this upset and this upset. I know what I'm talking about. You know who's winning the group? The girl that knows nothing about basketball is winning your group right now. And it's not good. It's for me, as a big college basketball fan, I want the upsets. I don't want to see all top 3 seeds move on and 2 4 seeds move on. And the 2 4 seeds that didn't move on are 2 overrated Kansas teams. And
that's very true.
And I just didn't like it,
I don't think there's a team from Kansas left in it.
Kansas. No, I'm going to throw the Kansas State.
Kansas State both.
Yeah, Texas Tech.
They were both the other
Texas
Big
Big 12 circle of suck.
Yeah, I mean, look at
Texas Tech very strong defensively, though.
Look at this. You got out of the 16 teams, you got 5 ACC teams left. You got 4 SEC teams left. You got 3 Big 10 teams left. That's 12 teams. The other one is the American, the whatever Gonzaga is,
the West Coast Conference,
the Big 12.
WCC.
The Big 12
Pac-12.
and the Pac-12.
Because of Oregon.
Because of Oregon, who shouldn't even really been in the tournament. They didn't make a run in their conference tournament.
They won the conference tournament.
Which, by the way,
they probably would have.
No Big East, no Atlantic 10. I know Paul loves them.
Yeah, Paul loves the Big East.
Paul loves the Big East and Atlantic 10. You got to respect it, but they didn't make it to the next weekend, Paul.
Yeah, my bracket in our group looks god awful.
Well, yeah, because you picked all the 13, 14, and 15.
I had to go different in ours.
Well, yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. Not a big fan.
The tournament needed that UCF win because right now it is a downer. There's no upsets at all. The only higher seed to win in the second round was Auburn over Kansas, who, by the way, Kansas has been a mess all season.
Big 12 circle will suck.
Yeah.
Okay, they have 2 seniors injured.
And
lay off Kansas a lot.
let's not forget, Oregon
They're both seniors.
Oregon at the beginning of the season was pre-ranked like the 16th or best team in the country.
Bowl
Or
got
18th,
hurt.
I think it was. Syracuse was 16th.
Yeah.
Bol got hurt,
And that killed
which
him.
was a big loss. You know, he's one of the best top picks ever. Well, not ever, but in this year's draft.
He's
Certainly,
definitely
yeah.
a top. He's probably
So he gets hurt, and that's something where you go into a season, you have to get used to this huge guy, like how you going to play with him. So there's an adjusting period with that.
Exactly.
But there's one thing you can say whatever you want about Oregon, that team plays defense. They give up like 50 points a game. Wisconsin looked absolutely awful in that game. They couldn't score. UC Irvine couldn't score. And that proves, like, I picked Virginia in my bracket to win, but I would not shock me one bit if Virginia got beat by Oregon. It wouldn't shock me because I think they could score more than Virginia can score.
I agree. Virginia's offense, it's Kyle Guy.
Yeah.
It's Kyle Guy. He shoots threes. That's all they got. All they got's Kyle Guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to come down to.
He's not
Not
your
your
buddy.
buddy, guy.
That's
I'm not your pal, buddy.
I haven't been too
he's
terribly.
not your buddy, friend.
I'm not too terribly upset with the tournament. UNC fan. We're still in it.
And they almost won me one.
They absolutely blew out Washington. I'll give it to Iona. First half they shot incredible, and then they fell flat. But I mean, if you're just either a general college basketball fan, you're a March Madness fan, you're a fan of a team that got eliminated. It's called March Madness for a reason. You want to see the upsets. You want to see all of just the commotion, like everything that comes with the title of March Madness. You want to see.
You don't want
You don't want the
madness.
chalk. Like
You don't want 20-point blowouts, wire-to-wire wins.
Right.
You want to see buzzer beaters. You want to see close games. You want to see the Loyola Chicago make at least an Elite Eight run or something like that.
And like the closest we've come to a buzzer beater was that LSU layup to beat who was the 6th seed they just beat?
Maryland.
Yeah, to beat Maryland.
Which, by the
like,
way, great game. But if you watch that game, that second half was the worst performance of basketball I've ever seen from a team.
Right.
Holy
And now,
crap.
It's going to be interesting. Getting back to what you touched on with Duke, I don't see him getting to the finals anymore. I mean, I thought Zion would be able to carry him enough, but if Zion can't carry him past UCF alone, they're in trouble.
Exposed.
Do you really think? Do you think Virginia Tech has them?
I think so.
Because
I'm gonna throw
Taco
this
Fall's
out
a
there.
different team.
He is, but also, if people want to say, well, Virginia Tech beat Duke without Zion, Virginia Tech beat Duke without Zion, and they did not have Justin Robinson, senior point guard, for that game either. Yes, it was at Virginia Tech, but introducing your senior point guard, 4-year starter, back into that lineup, that's huge.
I just know.
I mean, we've even talked about before, how do you win the tournament? Senior guard play.
Yeah, exactly.
And Justin Robinson, he's not spectacular, but he's going to go out there. He's going to probably get you 15, 16, 17 points, 8 or 9 assists. He's going to get a couple steals, and he's going to create havoc for R.J. Barrett.
I think if Virginia Tech doesn't beat them, they're going to the Final Four. Just because I don't think Michigan State matches up well. They got a few injuries themselves.
Everyone loves Michigan State against Duke, and I don't know why.
They're not that.
I don't know why. I think if, at least out of the Michigan State-Texas Tech game, Texas Tech has the best chance. They'd have the best chance to dethrone Duke just because defensively they are so good. Yeah. Or no, LSU plays Michigan State, don't they? It's LSU, never mind.
What I've noticed
if it's at Virginia Tech,
the key to beating Duke is what you saw in that UCF game. You got to play great defense. You got to make them shoot threes because Trey Jones, God forbid, he can shoot threes. It's awful to watch. And
Cam Reddish is
you just got to take Zion down a little bit. He's going to kill you. He's really good. You just take him down a bit, and you have to score on Duke. Look like UCF. I said, if they don't score 70 points, they're not going to beat Duke. They did, and they almost won. They literally had them beat. So
They literally did have him.
Yeah.
If Taco Fall doesn't foul out, he gets that rebound. He doesn't. They don't even go to the line. They call the offensive.
And not just that, but like the whole alley-oop everyone's freaking out about. I was like,
the alley-oop.
I'm okay with that alley-oop. I don't know why everyone's freaking out about it. It's just if you know you're bobbling it, just come down.
Yeah.
You're not getting a travel call because you didn't jump up with it.
And who knows?
So just come down, catch it, go right back up because you're wide open.
Who knows?
Or Try for the layup. You don't got to try for that dunk.
Yeah. And they were up what before? 4?
They were up 4, and then after that, they came down.
How
Reddish.
much time was left, too, by the way?
It was just
Like
under 2 minutes.
Buck
Because
40-ish,
Cam Reddish
somewhere in
came
that
down,
range.
just pulled up from 3. And I think that's probably the first 3 he's hit of the tournament.
Yeah.
Cam Reddish, I've said it all year. Duke fans throw Nasir Little back at me, but Cam Reddish is the biggest bust out of any of the college recruits this year. I don't care what anyone says. That kid, when everyone says, oh, well, he's still got potential, all right, so is Nasir Little, but he's falling. Cam Reddish isn't good, but that alley-oop did cost UCF.
It's just a waste of time because who knows? Duke probably wouldn't have fouled them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It sucks, but hopefully Duke's still got to win 4 games. It's not
Yeah.
going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen.
They got to go through. Now you got to go through a bunch of 1, 2, and 3 seeds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because of the chalk. Reasons for being chalk is a positive for us Duke haters that want to see
And
it
a
get
team
beat.
you'd like to be hot on is Auburn, but they have to go through North Carolina, Kentucky, Virginia/Tennessee, and
Kentucky's
probably
not
Duke.
that good, and especially if P.J. Washington doesn't play this weekend. He went from a walking boot to a cast in a matter of 2 days last week. So the fact that he's still in a cast does not look good for Kentucky. I'll be honest, they're lucky to get this far without P.J. Washington. They might go down
That
here.
Houston team on Sunday against Ohio State had a very offensive night.
I don't like Houston to begin with.
That team, when its offense is going, it is a frightening team to
They're
face.
a sleeper. They really are. But Kentucky, give them a little credit. They held the Wofford guy, who's a great shooter,
McGee.
to
Fletcher
0
McGee.
for 12.
Fletcher McGee.
And Kentucky has been playing really good defense. Their offense is because of
P.J.
Washington
Washington.
is a struggle fest.
Because what you're going to have to look at is can 70 points get the job done against Houston and North Carolina? Assuming UNC gets by Auburn,
Yeah.
70 points
I
doesn't beat
think
North Carolina.
Kentucky
It doesn't.
has to find a way to score in the 70s to win. If they
They do.
don't, they're going to get beat because Wofford's not Auburn. Wofford's not.
And Wofford, you put it in perspective. Fletcher McGee, if he makes 2
what
threes
is
like he
a
normally
Wofford?
does, what's a Wofford?
That's the
Heck's
famous
a Wofford. But I mean, I don't know. I don't see it being good for Kentucky. I honestly think they will lose to Houston as long as P.J. Washington doesn't play. Mm-hmm. And obviously, they get by Houston. I think UNC is just going to punch him in the mouth.
I think UNC looks
Especially with P.J. Washington out. UNC shoots 7% from 3 against Duke in the ACC Finals and still put up 75, 80 points.
I got a question.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
Has it ever been 4 1 seeds in the Final Four?
Yep, one time ever. That was my fun fact last week.
Yeah.
It was
really?
It was 2008.
You should be watching the show.
Yeah, it was 2008. It was UNC,
Watch the
Kansas, Memphis, and UCLA. That was the year Mario Chalmers and Derrick Rose battled out. Chalmers hit that
Mario
famous 3 to
Chalmers.
force
Heat
overtime.
legend Mario Chalmers.
Were you going to say something, Matt?
I think I'm good.
Yeah.
This tournament overall is not one of my favorites. So.
Yeah. Again, as long as UNC holds up the title, I don't
think
care what
they're
the
the
tournament
favorite.
looks like. So
Based on what I watched, because I watched a lot being in Vegas.
their offense.
Shout out Westgate.
Yes, Westgate. UNC has looked the most impressive, I think. Besides Oregon, I think Oregon's looked really good. But
I mean, when
Virginia-
UNC won the title 2 years ago, remember they played in the Final Four?
box the shooter out.
All they had to do, 2 possessions in a row. Or not even, it was the same possession technically. Missed the layup, get the rebound, foul. Missed free throw, got the rebound again. Then they have to throw up a 3/4 court shot just to tie it. So, you never know. Maybe UNC will have to run through Kentucky again, and then Oregon in the Final Four, and then maybe they'll meet Gonzaga again.
The team I'm
Maybe
rooting
it's going to be
for,
the same thing.
Boiler up. Purdue, we haven't talked about them. Boiler up.
Carson Edwards
That's what I'm
didn't
rooting
show
for.
up that much in the regular season. He's showing up now, so.
I did not touch the Purdue Tennessee on my 4-way parlay before I left. I left that one alone.
That's
I'm
a
not
sketchy
touching
game.
that one.
That's a sketchy game. I wouldn't have touched it either.
No.
All right. So I think that
think we're good.
concludes the March Madness talk
Let's go Tar Heels.
for now. So with that in mind, we will hop into our baseball preview, our baseball bonanza. Now, Nick brought in some props for us, some mini baseball material.
They are old.
Pulling off the top here, guys. We got the Cincinnati Reds helmet from, 2007 era-ish,
Yeah.
give or take. So
They're old.
Plus,
Hey,
we're
Yasiel
We're
Puig.
Well,
gonna
we get
use-
into Jeff a bit.
we will. So we are going to do this. Like I said, we're going to do some random draw style. We got this Finger Lakes One mug. We got
out.
some baseball helmets in here. One team from each division's in the mug. Whichever one I pull out, that's the division we'll do, boys. All right.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So here we go.
Yeah, first
Getting some
division is
things
going to
rattled
be
up here.
NL West.
That's what I was going to say. That was going to be our first. That was my guess.
And our first division is...
Oh, suspense.
It's a red helmet.
Oh.
Oh, it's the AL West we're doing first. The AL West.
Really?
Yeah, so the AL West.
We got a lot of bold predictions for
The
the
AL
AL
Put
West
the
this
Angels
year.
hat in there.
I grabbed one from each. Anyway, so the AL West, man, Houston has pretty much dominated this division the past.
I get my depth chart sheet out.
What?
Yeah.
I got some depth. I got depth charts. I do this every
you have a
year
copy?
for this.
I
only have one for each. One for me.
I'll Google
anyway.
it. Yeah, that's all right.
So, man, this has been, I think it's safe to say, this has kind of been Houston's division here the past 3-4 years for sure as a lock. They've still got they pretty much still got their core together. They locked up Bregman last week, 6 years, $100 million. Obviously, Altuve. Apparently, Carlos Correa had a bit, something happened today, I think. Puts him in jeopardy, I guess, for opening day. But you look at this team, obviously, so I think the key loss for them, obviously, to a degree, will be obviously Dallas Keuchel, starting pitching-wise. I think that's a safe thing to stay for sure. Then also you kind of look around. In my mind, they still kind of got a black cloud over their head with the whole entire Roberto Osuna kind of deal here. A lot of interesting things dynamically in the clubhouse to pay attention to, I think, this year at this team. Brought in Michael Brantley, a really great veteran player who, when he's healthy, not a ton of hitters better than him, I think, in the league. But that's a key thing, though, when I say when he's healthy. Past 2 or 3 years, really been in and out of the lineup. You look around, George Springer's still out there, looking to do great. I think the big question mark for them, too, for the Astros would probably be catcher, but I digress. We'll look, obviously, at some other teams throughout the division here. So, kind of like I said, are any of the West teams kind of pose the top of the Astros right now? It's a very interesting question to pose, I think, off the bat. Nick, what you got?
I think the Astros are vulnerable this year.
No, I for sure think they are. This is the first time, I think, in a few
I'm
years.
looking
that
at
they
the
have.
rotation.
I would say I have them in the bottom of that division this year.
Really?
Whoa!
Surprise! Easy.
Further fifth.
Easy.
Surprise.
I can't.
I got red lights going everywhere on the soundboard right now.
Bottom. Go to him.
They don't, like you just said, though, their rotation.
Go to him.
I'm
I'm
worried
just saying,
about
like
the
you said, that
soundboard.
rotation. Like, I'm not saying like the other teams in that division have stellar rotations, but like, and I've never been high on Keuchel in the first place. But you're losing a lefty who was your number one, number two starter. He has, but losing that lefty,
That's a sight.
His replacement in the rotation, if you want to look at it this way, is Wade Miley.
Dear
Ooh,
God.
Wade Miley.
Dear God, somebody help us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the rotation doesn't look that good. Altuve's had injuries on and off here the past year.
Don't get me wrong. Their offense is good. Like adding Brantley.
Yeah.
But you have Wade Miley, Brad Peacock, and Colin McHugh. That's 3 out of 5 times you're starting. You're sketchy whether or not you're starting.
Your 3, 4, and 5 pitches, you're gonna have to put up like 8 to 11 runs a game to support them.
Let's not forget, Gaddis is gone too.
Yeah, what happened to him?
That's a big bat out of there.
I think it was a free agency sign. He didn't retire. I know that.
I was about to say, I don't think he signed with anyone.
He might be. There's plenty
Here
of
are
free
stats
agents
for
still
Evan
out there.
Gaddis from the 2018 MLB season.
Well, that's not what we wanted.
He says he's still on the Astros, but
He's not on the depth chart.
No,
I don't know.
He's got to be a free agent.
I just
Maybe
wanted
he
to
went back
throw
to
out
be a
there.
janitor.
But I have to say about Paul's Osuna thing, like
That's still
That is
I don't care
definitely
what
a
they say.
thing.
There's
Like, that
something
doesn't
still
go away.
lingering there
Yeah.
with that.
What happened with that again?
So the Astros. So provide some backstory quick because this is why it's a big deal. 2 years ago, I think it was, they had a minor leaguer get arrested, proven guilty of domestic violence, which is what Ozuna was accused of.
Right.
And at the time when Verlander was still on Detroit, Houston released the guy, pretty much whatever. But at the time, Verlander, still on Detroit, said there's no business in our game having anyone
Oh, yeah,
plays.
And then he defended Osuna.
Yeah,
right?
management, anything like that, whatever. Fast forward to last year at the deadline when they make the deal. Verlander, and this is kind of like my big gripe with Verlander here in the past few years, is comes off as this pompous whatever, saying second chance, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He's here, he's ours,
okay.
you know.
He's the worst.
That did ruffle feathers with quote-unquote unknown veterans in the clubhouse.
Well, yeah, how would you
So to me, what that tells me is you have guys like probably in the system who have been in the system, such as Altuve, Correa, Springer, being like, hold on here. Like, that's not
what we're about.
Yeah.
Like, well, yeah, how would you look at it if this guy is openly against domestic violence, as everyone should be, and then all of a sudden he goes, no, he deserves his second chance because now he's coming to us and we need him.
Yeah.
Like that's a terrible look. But I mean, I don't know. I just feel, I don't know why, I have a strange feeling. It may have been from watching the first couple games. I like the Angels and the Mariners to be battling it out in the AL West. I just think something's going to happen with the Angels where Trout is, now he's locked up. Everyone on that team is just going to kind of, I guess, fall in line, and I don't know. I just feel something's going to happen in LA this year, and I just think the Angels are going to make some sort of weird, tricky run. One of them will win it. One of them will get one of the wild cards.
I got just one weird thing looking over this depth chart.
For who, the Astros?
Brad Peacock is a starter now?
Yeah, they're probably
I was
going
gonna say.
I think they're going to end up using him. Now, they have him 4 in the rotation, but my bet is they probably use him as a 5th/6th long relief type
So
guy
they're
again.
really scratching it.
But they already have that in Colin McHugh. That's the same
Well, they got
thing.
2 guys. That's the
So
thing.
you have 2 long relievers
Speaking-
as starters now. That's how bad their rotation's looking.
Not to get hung up on the Astros too much. This division is weird in pitching regards, in my opinion. You look at Oakland.
Not much.
Not really a
Banana.
ton there,
I said his name
pitching wise, outside of say the
Banana, the guy through the
bullpen. Yeah, but he's hurt again. He's still
Oh,
out.
no, I'm just
'cause he
saying,
had
like,
Tommy John.
I'm saying, like, if you
Yeah.
look down each team, like, you can't really name, like,
In all honesty, and I don't,
stellar pitching.
I
for
don't,
each.
I don't mean this as any sort of whatever here, but I think the Rangers in a weird way might have the
Paul,
straight up the
I
best
agree with you
rotation.
there. The Rangers, they have
They have a weirdly good rotation.
They still have
they
Cliff
have
Lee.
a major league team. The Rangers. You
Yeah.
look at that
I mean, every
team
team
top
has a
to
major league
bottom.
team.
They have a major
No,
league.
like, it's-
they don't have any stars on their team.
No.
Mazzara is the closest
Nah.
one to a star.
Joey Gallo.
Yeah, Joey Gallo. But
Everyone
if you look
knows
at that
Joey
rotation, they
Gallo.
got Minor, Volquez, Lynn, Smiley, and Miller. Those are major league pitchers.
Yeah.
Drew
in the
Smiley?
rotation.
Drew Smiley, yes.
Drew
And then they
Smiley.
locked up their closer. I can't say his name.
Leclerc.
Leclerc. They
I think
locked
that's how
him
you
up this
pronounce it.
offseason.
Yeah, it's Leclerc.
Yeah.
Leclerc.
And then they got all these other major, like they've had guys that've been in the league for a little bit. None of them are stars.
Third base is at Jewel Cabrera for them.
I think the Rangers could be the sleeper team.
We
in
know
this
how
division.
the.
I don't know about me. I don't know about sleeper. I
Angels,
think they
we
got
could-
big question mark at catcher because they're rolling Jeff Mathis as their starting catcher.
How many years do we talk about the Angels? And the question every year is their pitching, their starting pitching, and it always falls.
Oh, yeah, and they can have fun with Tyler Skaggs because that guy's not.
Yeah,
very good.
Skaggs is definitely not an ace of the staff guy.
I still like the Angels. I don't know why. I just think something tricky is going to happen there.
Well, you're a big Trout guy.
I am.
We've
I love
heard that in
Trout.
other pods.
Now-
I love Trout.
now,
but
Before we get moving on to another division, Matt, you are a Mariners fan, so we'll give you the floor here for a minute or so.
Okay.
I gotta be honest, I really love, in my opinion, I think my favorite part of this team. I actually have a 2-parter. The rotation I like, it's a solid rotation.
It is. It actually is.
I think there's a couple questions, though, that linger, obviously, about, I think, can Wade LeBlanc keep up from last year's deal?
He looked good today. Pitched good today.
You kind of wonder about, and this isn't a knock, but Felix Hernandez at this point with
that's
mileage on his arm.
Definitely the number one thing that jumps out to you on the depth chart is Felix.
But the outfield, again, this year to me, and they kind of turned it over a little bit. But the outfield, again, man, it's a stout outfield.
It really that Domingo Santana, telling you right now,
He can
is
rake.
going to be a sleeper
He
this
raked,
year.
He raked in Milwaukee last year.
Hit a grand slam in Japan already.
Yeah.
The guy
I saw it.
2 years ago, I don't know what his exact stats were, but he batted like 285.
Yeah.
Still talking
Had
about Santana.
30 something home runs and drove in 90 runs. And the Brewers dumped him for Ben Gamel.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking Jared Apoto's either a wizard or like.
Well, we'll touch on the Brewers, I think, but not to get too much. I think the Brewers have a lot of. They had some surplus they could kind of.
Yeah, they had extra outfielders, but then they bring back an outfielder.
Yeah.
That's Ben Gamel. And no knockoff to Ben Gamel. He's a good outfielder, great fielder. His hitting's, he's solid hitter, but I didn't get that. You get rid of an outfielder because you have a lot of them, but you
Bring one
get
back.
one back? It just didn't make any sense. But Hunter Strickland showed it in Japan. They lost Edwin Diaz, but man, Hunter Strickland's got good stuff. I have no doubt that he will be a solid closer.
I
for them
think the
this
thing
year.
with Strickland, you gotta hope that he keeps his head.
Yes, exactly. And so far, I've seen nothing that
Yeah.
makes me think otherwise. That he
And
won't.
that, my one other question to you is Vogelback going to be up the whole year?
Vogelback is going to start the year, and I think he'll be splitting.
They have him as a starting DH. on the
Well,
depth
Edwin
chart.
Encarnacion, that's weird because he'll be playing DH.
So that's the part that throws me off about that. Is they have Edwin starting at first.
Encarnacion is never going to play the field. He will DH every time he's in the lineup. Vogelbach
big
will go
addition,
between
too.
first and DH, or I won't even think DH. I think first with Jay Bruce. They'll keep alternating here and there. And by the way, Jay Bruce had a great spring.
Yeah.
He's still got something in the tank, in my opinion.
He's good. Yeah,
D.
he's-
Gordon's going to have a bounce back year because he's actually healthy. He had a toe injury last year, which D. Gordon, his game, his speed and everything.
Yeah.
You try playing with a
He's
busted
solid.
toe for the whole year. It doesn't hurt you. He'll be healthier. Catching, we'll see how this Nave is. I've heard great things about him. He's a good hitter, way better average-wise than Zunino was. Zunino's got more pop, but I don't know. Good. I hope he does well in Tampa Bay. I like Zunino, but rotation, Marco Gonzalez, and people are going to hear the name Kikuchi. These guys are going to be really good for them.
Kuchi was the hot Japanese buy
He
this year.
hides the ball so
He, like,
well
yeah,
when
he
he
brings it,
pitches.
like,
It's
way
such an
down.
insane
It's-
lineup.
it's-
I recommend if you
you
haven't seen
can't-
it, go on YouTube and look it because it's
Yes.
insane.
It's impossible to pick up what he's throwing.
So they lost a lot of people, but I personally think that they still have a solid MLB team,
Yeah.
and their minor league system got a lot better based on the trades they made. They've got guys that in a few years from now, you remember the name Julio Rodriguez. This guy is going to be a five-tool player when he gets to the pros. He's 18 years old right now. They got him, but the guy from Yankee fans, Justice Sheffield, will be making it soon. I love that guy. That is just exactly what the Mariners
heart
need,
hurt
a
on
young
that one a
star
little bit.
pitcher.
I love bringing him past.
Admittedly, that trade did hurt me a
Him,
little bit.
Kikuchi,
Justice.
Marco Gonzalez, and a guy named Justin Dunn, which they got from the Mets for the Cano trade.
Mm-hmm.
That is four young pitchers that are going to be great for them going forward, if they stay healthy, of course. And I think they're going to surprise people. I don't know about crazy about winning the division. I think you guys are getting a little high, but they're going to be.
I
here
didn't
for the
say
bold
that.
prediction.
They're going to be battling for a wild card spot, in my opinion, this year. And they're going to make the bullpen looks good so far. It's only 2 games, but I don't know. I'm excited. I'm like, because there's no high expectations this year. And Daniel Vogelbach had a great quote. We feel as a team that we like each other. We're going out there and we want to succeed. We actually feel around the clubhouse that we've got a good, solid roster, and we want to just go out there and have fun. I don't remember the last time the Mariners have said that. And last year I thought was it, and then you got Segura and D. Gordon getting a brawl in the freaking clubhouse. So I think Malik Smith's another sleeper for him. Watch out for that. And I don't
like
know.
his speed.
I think they'll be competing for wild card spot.
Oh, I love
D.
Gordon,
Gordon.
too.
They're going to surprise, but Jerry DiPoto has done a phenomenal. He took over that team. That minor league system was garbage. They traded everyone away, and so they signed Kanodu. You think it's crazy? They make more money now. Look at these new contracts, but he's gone. He's only going to be good for a few more years. Kanodu. He's getting old.
A few's going to be a compliment to him.
Yeah.
I'll give him 1 or 2.
So I'm interested to see this season. I like their 2-0 Ichiro thing. That might be some momentum thing that they can use through the season going forward. He'll be around. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'm excited. They got the Red Sox first, so we'll see how they do against them.
Alrighty.
Seeing
see this next team.
All right, next division is getting shaken up here. Let's see
Give us
what-
the AL or NL East.
Let's see what we got. Well,
If it's the AL West, we got a flaw.
we have the AL Central. This one is a.
Wake me up when you're done talking.
Yeah, this
They're
one.
the Big 12 of
This
the
is
MLB.
this is for sure gonna be a
I just said, like,
short,
they're the Pac-12.
probably a
of the
short
MLB.
discussion. Man, it's a youngish division battle. I feel like. If you look outside of Cleveland, who I think is probably the runaway favorite in this division.
Let's talk about this division in 5 years when all the young talent is.
That's
older.
what I'm talking about. This is a young division. I think this is pretty much the Indians to lose.
It was last year. This year it's gonna be next year.
Not because they're that good. It's because everyone else is that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this division, you look at it at least from a top perspective, the Indians are still pretty good, I think, overall when they get healthy. You have Salazar, who will be out probably until June or so. Lindor, Kipnis, they're expected back here probably in May-ish, beginning of May. They do have a really good feel-good story on their team. Leonis Martin is going to be ready for opening day, healthy. Really big health scare last summer. So it's good to see him back. He's a great young talent. Tremendous outfielder. He should be the starting center fielder, everything considered, I think, out in Cleveland. At least at the moment, that's the way it seems. So, I mean, really, other than that, you got, you look at it, maybe the only team that can compete with them, I think, this year might be the Twins.
I think so.
But, man, I don't think anyone can really compete with the Indians still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I read a Bleacher Report article. It had the Twins as the sleeper in baseball this year, and I kind of laughed a little bit.
I don't know
about
about true sleeper, but
They had the Indians. The
Indians were the biggest disappointment this year.
And they're still probably going to win the division.
Yeah.
That's just tells
They
you
can win that division.
like I said,
Kind of like the Southeast in basketball in the NBA.
Yeah,
you
let's
can
go
win
Heat.
That, you can win that division with an under 500 record.
Yeah.
that's right.
God,
There's not
I
much
see
to
the
talk
day
about.
an under 500 team wins a division in baseball. I don't know what I'll think.
It'll be sad. I mean, there's not much to talk about with the AL
I
Central.
like-
Yeah, it's not a ton to.
I like the Indians and I like the Twins. But if you want one sleeper team,
Out of the AL Central? or
I'd
general?
like to say the Tigers because they got my boy Josh Harrison and Jordy Mercer now.
Nah.
But I think the Kansas City Royals could
Nah.
be the sleeper team. Out
Not
of
who
the
I
eight-
thought you were going with.
Out of the
Jaw
AL Central.
drop.
I was looking at the White Sox and I turned off the White Sox after 5
Really?
seconds. It just
You check out
they
your
got
Royals.
Rodon and what you call it, Ivan Nova, but I mean,
Those are the two players you
Supernova.
gravitate to because I look at Jan Moncada.
but I'm a little,
Yeah, and he's been a flop for the past year and a half.
He's been in the minors.
I'm pulling up. I know
He's
the
been up
Royals.
for
I know
part
the
of it.
Royals don't have a closer yet,
Just
but it could
admit
be
it. You
Brad
like,
Boxberger.
You
definitely.
like Whit Merrifield, and that's why you
Yeah.
picked
Whit
the sleeper.
Merrifield could potentially be a top 10 player.
Whoa.
A top 10 player.
Okay, so you're freaking out
Okay,
over my
Mr.
Astros.
Astros in 5th place.
That's what's I never said fifth. They could be fourth.
Alex Gordon's still getting done. If Billy Hamilton ever learns
How to hit.
that guy could be a top 10 player.
Alex Gordon has got to be like 50 now. How old is he?
He's got to be somewhere in that
He's
range.
up there.
I'm not saying the Royals are going to win the division. I said, if you were listening to me, I said Indians and Twins are the top 2 teams. But if you want a sleeper team, I'm giving you the Royals because the Tigers and White Sox are just not there for me yet.
So the
White Sox
definitely aren't.
got potential.
White Sox are way too young right now.
White Sox do have potential, but Matt, my brother here, told me Abreu might be traded at the deadline. So that's not a good direction.
Back-to-back years then of that.
Yeah, that was one of the big rumors on that article I read that
Yeah.
said Abreu is one of the sleepers that could get traded.
But if you want my team, I'm going with the Twins.
We weren't going there yet. That was at the end of our discussion.
Oh.
Quick question here, real quick. So
Spoiler.
we're doing divisions. Are we doing the predictions of who we think is going to win?
No.
afterwards?
We're doing that. Yeah, we're
Okay,
doing
sounds
it
good.
after. We're
Just
doing
wanna
it-
I was
sure.
going to say, like, we're okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rapid fire.
Yeah, I think, like I said, that probably pretty much sums up the Central. Unless Pat, you got anything? No. Okay.
No. It's the Indians
Yeah.
and everyone
Not a
else.
big Central fan.
Well, it might be the most straightforward division in baseball this year. I think that's probably a safe bet.
Which, as a Mariners fan, I'm thinking, why can't I get that lucky and have my team in that stupid
Yeah.
division? It just sucks.
All right, back to the mug we go.
Are we going to hit our final AL?
That'd be something.
If we were just going in order.
We are not. In fact, we are going back out west to the NL West.
There it
Oh,
is.
no.
The NL West is up.
There was
now.
very sad
All
breaking
right.
news from the NL West.
Over under
Did you
7.5
know that?
We
seven
did
and a half
have-
Machado references
Well, hold
during
on.
this.
There will be. I don't know what. Hold on. We did have some disappointing news, but man,
Very sad.
again another division, the West in the NL, kind of the same thing. Can anybody defeat the Dodgers here and get them off the top? I think this year might be the year. Disappointing news. Pat alluded to it. star of the Diamondbacks. Can we go that far for it?
Soler or not Soler?
Steven
Oh,
Souza Jr.
Steven Souza Jr. What he
Torn ACL, torn LCL, partially torn PCL, and there was something else.
Yeah, that's
I can't remember if it was MCL, meniscus.
that's some Sean
patella
Livingston.
tendon. It
That's
was-
some
How?
Sean Livingston-esque
I don't
stuff.
know. All
In
I
a
know
game?
is it was during. I'm assuming it was during whatever game they had. Actually, my dad is who told me about it. So breaking news from
John
my
Russo.
father.
Legend.
I mean, I don't care who it is, whether he's top player on your team, bottom
Yeah.
player on your team, any sort of serious injury like this where he could possibly be done until about the midway point next year is terrible to see. Because I know you had just brought up Sean Livingston. Like he
It was
was
a Sean Livingston type injury.
yeah, he was at a point where he was told there was only like a 2% chance on he'd ever walk again.
Yeah, I feel for
So
Nurkic.
it's yes, that was bad too.
Yeah.
Let's get back on topic, shall
Yeah.
we?
I didn't like the Diamondbacks' chances in the first place.
Yeah, I had them.
This probably takes them totally
Spoiler
out.
alert, I had them in the basement this year. in
This
the
probably
NL
takes
West.
them totally out. The NL West, I still think it's the Dodgers. It's for me the NL West like the AL Central. It's the Dodgers to lose. Like
Okay.
I don't see every year. Everyone's like, oh well, is this the year the Rockies do it? And what do they do every year? They don't even touch the Dodgers. Not even close. Neither of them really made big moves
Pat,
in
the-
additions.
Pat, there was an NL West tiebreaker game last year, so I think that was close.
Okay, you know what I mean. Like
I get what you
they
mean.
they
I get what you
they
mean.
can't get over the hump on them.
Just defending my Rockies here.
So-
a big Rockies guy.
I don't like
Ah,
them.
see.
Some other news today out of the NL West. So we kind of, in baseball, there's the weird loophole in contracts with these young guys about service time and whether or not that allows you an extra year of contract under control for a player. And the Padres today are putting Fernando Tatis Jr. on the opening day roster. And he's an exceptional young talent. Has not seen pitching above Double-A yet, but all things considered, a lot of people are saying probably doesn't need to stop at Triple-A. He can probably go right up to the big leagues. So he'll be exciting to see. Not to hang completely on the Padres here, but Chris Paddock, a starting pitcher for them, found out he made the Major League roster last night in a cool way from his manager, Andy Green. That was an awesome, cool video. If you want a feel-good story, you can look there. I'll say, obviously, I'll give Nick the tally for one Machado reference. He can't really ignore that for the Padres
I
in
do
this
like you
case.
said, them bums.
Well, that is the Dodgers' nickname, Dem Bums, from back in Brooklyn.
Yeah, they're damn bums that always win.
But yeah, so the Dodgers, if you want to look at it too quick, Kershaw's out for probably a few weeks here, the way it sounds. Well, at least if you're a Dodger fan, you hope that's the case.
He's getting older, but he always comes back and does good.
Rich Hill also out right now, and then a key reliever from them, Tony Cingrani, is also out as well.
I just got that weird feeling he's out the whole year.
Yeah,
Kershaw?
this might
You think
be from a pitching perspective. Looking at it from a pitching perspective, because you'll get the young core of position players. Seager's going to be back healthy. Turner, Bellinger, Max Muncy, if you want to throw him in there with that group at this point, you can, I think. But this might be your last really good go of it with the pitching you got.
I like Wade Buehler though.
I think.
Or
Walker
Buehler.
Buehler is going to be good, but you hope
fireball.
you hope that he doesn't. You hope that people don't pick up on him.
Well, yeah, you hope no one picks up on any of your pitchers.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying here is, once you get outside him, Julio Urias hasn't exactly panned out as much as you'd like him to be. Ryu,
He also started pitching at 17.
Ryu's really hit and miss.
Yeah.
You hope Stripling can actually start full time now. So what really what I'm saying is, this you hope that pitching is able to still carry you the way your position players are going to be able to carry you.
And we'll see how active they are at the deadline. They
Yeah.
usually are.
Interested to see how Corey Seager bounces back too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the team. I like the Pollock addition.
I was gonna say the losing.
I think they got a solid bullpen. Starting, need Kershaw back, but you can live with that rotation.
Big pickup in the bullpen with Joe Kelly over the offseason.
I'll give you one sleeper here, though, in the division.
Yeah.
That people got to keep their eye on. And his name is Marquis, starting pitcher for the Colorado Rockies.
I thought you were going with the team.
No.
Yeah.
Keep your eye on him. He's going to put up some good numbers this year, strike out a lot of people, and keep the Rockies relative, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
My sleeper team in this division, a lot of people not too high on them. I'm going to go with the Giants.
That was
I
my
think you're
sleeper
gonna
in
I
that
think
division.
the Giants. I think
They were my sleeper in
their
that division.
outfield's
too.
young, but Mad Bum. I think he can still. If Verlander can still pitch, Mad Bum can still pitch.
Yeah.
Let's get real here.
And it's Bruce Bochy's last year.
Yeah,
so
that's true. That's
you obviously hope that they go out on good terms.
Hodges kid's good.
He
too.
might be the best manager of our generation. Really, to be fair.
I don't even think it's even close.
Wait, you're agreeing with him?
What do you mean, for baseball? Or?
Yeah.
Dude, the guy's won 3 World Series with... He's just got Bumgarner, really. I mean, he's had some good guys. Panda was good there for a bit. But
We got a couple weird looks out of Pat over here.
I know. If that's your pick.
Well, I mean, like, what are we considering our generation? Like,
I'm talking the last, decade,
Yeah.
15 years.
okay, last decade, 15
Decade to
years.
15 years.
Oh,
yeah.
he was
Because
gonna-
I was going to throw, like, Joe Torre out there because when we were kids, Torre was just...
Yeah.
He was the force to be reckoned with. Like,
Yeah.
But if we're going last 10, 15, okay, I'd agree with it. Then.
I just think that the fact that he's won that many, dude, I just think as a Mariner fan, we don't ever make the playoffs. No. So to go and do that with the teams he normally has,
It was Joe Madden's pretty good too.
Joe Madden.
He's up in the discussion.
I just don't
Big
like Joe Madden.
I know, but he's,
I don't think
he's
his
a great
glasses are
manager.
real.
Okay, that affects his manager.
What do you guys think of Crawford for them? He's pretty good.
I like
shortstop.
Yeah, well, he had a down
Very,
year
very
last
solid
year.
defensively.
Isn't what's the story? Isn't his sister date
His sister
Married to
is
Garrett
married
Cole.
to Garrett Cole,
Garrett Cole? That's right.
who is now a douchebag. But-
By the way, Pablo Sandoval is on the Giants.
Yeah, yeah.
Come back.
So, yeah. We got 3 divisions left here before we get into our predictions. So let's go to the mug.
I'm
Give it a
going
good shake.
AL. No, NL East.
There's only one NL division left. That's the East.
67%
You mean
chance.
one AL division left?
That's what I said. One
You said
AL
NL.
division.
You said that.
My bad. My bad.
Don't yell at him.
Don't
I
call
heard.
out
I'm not
the
yelling at
host.
him. I heard NL too, but I wasn't going to yell at him.
I didn't yell at him.
Let's see here. And we got the AL East.
Here we go.
Yeah.
AL East is up, so we get to be obnoxious, even though we already discussed the Yankees a little bit last week.
This
So,
division is going.
Is it back to being that 2-horse battle between the Yankees and the Red Sox? It'll be interesting to see the Yankees.
Before I know you get a great point coming, but please just take out or O's. Get that out of here.
Yeah,
They're
I
god-awful.
was.
Will the O's
I was.
surprise them?
I was.
The O's will surprise everyone and have 10
I was
wins at the
trying.
All-Star break.
I was trying to be fair to every
Be
team as
fair to
best as I
Paul,
can.
If they win 70 games,
mean-
I will be surprised.
I mean, I will.
If they win 60 games, I probably.
Okay, they won 60 almost last year.
They don't even have like a true manager, I guess, the way they're doing. I don't like.
Get
It's
back to your
weird.
point.
Okay.
So you look at the Yankees are a little bit banged up here to start right off the bat, but then again you look at the Red Sox. They're minus some guys in free agency. Joe Kelly, most
Kimbrel.
notable to me. What was that?
Kimbrel. I don't like Kimbrel to begin with.
Kimbrel's
but
obviously
just losing
gone.
a closer is not good.
They're down Stephen Wright, the knuckleballer for half the year. Why a knuckleballer needs to take steroids is beyond me. I'm not trying to be.
He wants to get nice and buff, Paul.
Apparently, I don't know, but I mean, you look at it, they still got you can make the case that it's the best outfield, obviously for sure in the MLB. Benintendi, Bradley Jr., and Betts obviously for the Red Sox, but. You look at this division. Is it the heavyweight 2 up top and then everybody else?
Yes,
Does anybody think? Does anybody honestly think the Rays could maybe surprise a little bit?
If they can find more. I looked at their depth chart today.
Quick.
They have 3 starters on there, and 2 are ex-Pirates.
It is Pirates South
One of
almost.
them, AJ Burnett.
No,
Is that home
Charlie
run?
Morton, and I
Glasnow.
always pronounce his last name wrong. 'Cause I think it's something.
now.
Plus, you have Austin Meadows for them
Yes.
too.
They got a good outfield, the Rays.
Yeah.
Chris Archer trade. But if the Rays, I mean, there's a lot of question marks with the Rays to just compete. If they don't compete, then they're going to be down with the Blue Jays and Orioles, and it will be a 2-horse battle. That is my opinion. But who is the top dog? That is a hard question. Because the Red Sox have never really put, in the last decade, they've never really put 2 back-to-back great years.
Yeah.
I mean, they either do really good or
really
decent,
bad.
besides that one Bobby Valentine year where they won 50, 60 games.
Where they were bad.
Yes, and that was weird to see.
Well, they had bad John Farrell years too, though. You have to remember.
Yes. I don't know. What do you guys? You're the Yankee fan here.
I think those two teams are going to just hit an absurd amount of home runs this year. Absurd amount.
I just think every year the Yankees' question is their pitching. I see what's name's out for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Well, the bullpen they definitely bolstered, brought in Britton and Ottavino. Those are going to be huge. But starting with Severino out isn't going to be good. Montgomery's not going to be good while he's out. I mean,
What do you think of Paxton?
I love the addition. I just hate that they had to give up Justice Sheffield for it. I love Paxton. It's a great lefty arm to bring into the Bronx. But losing Justice Sheffield in that trade,
Paxton's good, man.
It kills. It's sad.
The one thing I will say about Paxton, I think he's awesome. When he's on his game, the dude throws no hitters. Look what he did it this year, last year.
That's what the Yankees need is that solid lefty with CC on his way out.
Every year in James Paxton's career, he has been on the DL at least once, and most of them have been twice on the DL. The guy just it's never something huge, but it's just something always gets to him. And that's why I love the deal for Justice Sheffield. I really do. They didn't just get him. They got 2 other guys that I really like too.
I want Justice Sheffield.
I'll say you guys got Nick Rumble, who I loved.
Yeah.
The 2 biggest additions for the Yankees this year, they're 2 former Rockies. And no, I'm not talking about Troy Tulowitzki. I'm talking about DJ LeMahieu and Octavino, whatever his name is, in the bullpen.
Octagon.
With that right field wall, I wouldn't be shocked if LeMahieu hits 30 home runs this year. And Octavino, whatever his name is.
Ottavino.
Wouldn't be surprised. That guy's the setup man by the end of this year.
Fun
I'm going
fact.
to say he'll set up for Aroldis.
I'll say
good.
Betances is on the DL to start, or
Really good.
injured list to start the year. So
Does Octavino know how many sides an octagon really has?
6. That's 8. I'm kidding.
I was like, Pat needs to go back to geometry class.
D'Lo would be hugely disappointed.
Yeah.
Can confirm he was kidding.
Thanks, Nick.
For the record, Pat was kidding.
Are we sure?
Yeah. Yankees, they're going to hit a ton of home runs. No surprise.
Can they jump the Red Sox?
Yes, it's not even a question. They can. It's a matter of if they
I think
will.
it's a question.
No, the answer is yes, they can do it. The question is, will they do it? And that is still up for discussion because of how they're going to have to start the year with pitching. If they can stay afloat and keep pace with Boston until Severino comes back and until Montgomery comes back, I think come the end of the year, they'll have about a 4 or 5 game lead going into the last couple weeks of the
Now,
season.
the real question about the division is, who's third?
Tampa.
Who's fourth?
No, I'm going to go sleeper for you. Toronto comes in third.
I was
Tampa
going to
Bay
say
comes in-
Toronto because if all that young talent gets brought up at some point, you got Vlad Guerrero Jr.,
I just
you
think-
got Bo Bichette, obviously his name.
I just think
Bichette,
Tampa Bay's stupid system of relief pitchers
They
starting
literally
games.
have the most relievers I've
It's
ever
just
seen on
stupid.
a roster.
It's the stupidest thing.
It's burning the pitcher, and you can't use him the next day in case you actually need him. So now you're forcing a starter
they
to have
say-
to go deep while getting shelled.
They say they do it because sometimes the first inning is a tough inning. But to a starting pitcher, the second inning is the first inning to a starting pitcher.
Yeah,
so why would they not give up? It makes no sense to me.
And then now your starting pitcher isn't starting off against your 1, 2, 3 hitters. He's going against the 4, 5, 6ers, the heart of a lineup.
Well, the idea of it
It's a terrible idea.
is for the starter to technically go deeper in the game.
Yes.
So
it's still stupid though.
that's
because,
the idea.
Because what if I'm just gonna throw this out there? What if your starter can give you 8 innings and then you bring in your closer, but now you burn out a reliever in the first who can use the next day or maybe next 2 days? Your pitcher goes 7 and then your closer comes out. You just wasted a reliever for nothing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What else we got, Paul?
Well, we're running a little bit tight-ish on time, admittedly. We got 2 divisions left plus our predictions, so let's move
We
on.
have to rapid fire predictions.
That's fine. That's probably that's the best way to do predictions. Is rapid fire.
I think
2 divisions left: the NL East and the NL Central, and we got the NL Central right now.
Best division in baseball.
Probably it actually might.
Pirates won.
From bottom to top.
I don't know if
Why
I'd
not?
say, I don't know if I put the Pirates on top, but this division
bad.
might be the one that's the most.
Wow, there's the wow.
It might be this division might be the one in baseball where there might not be a true clear-cut number one team. You look at it, obviously you got Milwaukee, you got St. Louis, Cincinnati bolstered their lineup and starting pitching for the year.
That addition of Puig is going to be huge.
The Cubs you still got to throw in the mix a little bit. And you all know what? I'll honestly put the Pirates in there too because I think their starting pitching is hugely underrated on the year.
Yes.
Tyon is a very good pitcher.
Well, it's not just that. You have Chris Archer,
Well, yeah,
Trevor
I'm just saying.
Williams. Trevor Williams is honestly one of my favorite players in the big league, and it has most because of his personality. He's got a hilarious personality. But this division, I think you can make a case for each team to win the division this year, which is pretty cool to me anyway, I think. Baseball usually is a game where it goes in ebbs and flows, obviously, but you tend to get the same teams in each division on top for, a few years, and then it, kind of dips. But, this is the first time, I think, in a few years where you have a division that's probably wide open.
I could totally see it being July, August by the deadline, and all 5 of them are within 5 games of the first place. I could totally see that.
Yeah.
They have very good rosters, very good teams.
Yeah. Everyone's so high in the Brewers, but I mean, they're not going to. Some people think they're going to run away with it. They're not running away with that division. There's no way.
I don't even like the Cubs this year.
No one does.
Like,
I'm not high on them.
I'm gonna throw this out there. MLB The Show came out today. They love the Cubs, and I don't understand it. They're like top 3 in everything.
The rotation
How?
just sucks.
Their rotation.
Their pitching, they had them ranked like second. Like, how are they the second best pitching in all of baseball?
The rotation would be good if this was 3 years
They're-
ago and you Darvish and
yeah.
the other guy. I can't think of his
Quintana.
name. Cole Hamels.
Cole
We're
Hamels.
both in their prime still.
I mean, theoretically, I think their starting rotation should be top 5 if you look at if that rotation is running on all cylinders and healthy. I guess in the ideal sense, if you're a Cubs fan and you're on the Cubs, you should run away with that division, I think. But this rotation has shown here in the past 2 years that definitely ain't happening. What's weird is, the back end of their bullpen is not half bad. I don't think I really love Brandon Morrow being your closer. Not the guy who I'd go with if I'm looking at that bullpen. Personally, I'd go Carl Edwards Jr. But, I mean, again, you got guys on there like Pedro Strop, Steve Cizik. I pronounce his name wrong technically every time. I say it's like Cizik, but...
I think it's Chiswick.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty
They also got Brett Kinsler in there too now. So you kind of have 5 guys you can kind of pick from on any given day for their closer. But
Probably
again,
will be that. They'll just
yeah.
whatever the
Joe
matchup is.
Madden.
Yeah, Joe Mann's gonna have his power hitters hit 1, 2, 3, and then have trying to have some tiny guy in there.
We'll put our 180 hitter bet and clean up.
Yeah.
Because he's
We'll have
feeling.
our pitcher hit 4th. We'll have our catcher hit 5th, and 6, 7, 8, and 9 will be Javi Baez. All 4 of them.
Pat mentioned the Reds a little bit.
I love that Puig deal.
Honestly, their offense, I think it has the potential to be one of the top ones in the NL. I think your question marks for that team is going to end up being the starting rotation. You got good guys on there, but I don't know if you have a true ace anymore on that team. Obviously, us Yankee fans for sure know, but if you pay attention to baseball, you could make the case for Sonny Gray, but after the past year and a half, I don't think you can make that case
He
anymore.
just needed to get out of New York. Get him out of there.
Yeah. Key thing about the Reds, and I don't know if you guys have known this or seen this. They have a pitcher on that team, Mike Lorenzen. They're testing him out in the outfield a little bit to try and see if they can two-way him a little bit because he does have a good bat, and he was a two-way player in college at Fullerton.
You really want a pitcher in the outfield, though?
Apparently, that was the thing.
Isn't that
Play-
what the Angels
his-
did with Otani?
his main
Like-
He DH.
he
so-
DH,
He
but,
didn't play the field at all.
but Lorenzen's
I don't think so.
technically Lorenzen's main position in college was center field.
Yeah.
So they're messing around with it. I don't think we'll see too much of it this year. I think if they get in like a game where they're down by a lot or they're up by a lot, you might see them just test it out to kind of see.
Well, you can
What
do
could-
that,
what could
right? You
happen.
can move a pitcher
Yeah.
to the outfield and bring him
It,
back in
it
the
would
game,
be
right?
it would be a double switch
Yeah.
effectively. But they're kind of messing around to see can it actually be done. Lorenzen's kind of the perfect guy for it because he does have that background. So that'll be interesting to see. The Reds are going to be, I think, a fun team to watch. Nick,
I don't want to touch on it too much.
we're going to do the same thing for you that we did with Matt because your team, the Pirates, are in this division. Like I said, I really love. It's an underrated starting rotation. They also have a guy. I don't think he'll be up on the big leagues this year, but they have like a 6'7" shortstop or something like insanely like
Cruz, yeah.
ridiculous. Like
He's
phys-
young.
like I don't know what he's doing playing short, but whatever.
But
But
that's something we've never had.
yeah, but Nick, your team, the Pirates, are in the division, so give us a minute or so about the team.
Hey, short.
We have our shortstop's been killing us. We love him. But I'm going to touch on the division real quick. Just notes. Brewers, still not really high on the rotation. I think they were led last year by their bullpen. We know bullpens. They go from year to year. You don't know what kind of bullpen you get. The rotation is iffy. The same with the Cubs. The Cubs got names on their rotation, but can they lead a team in 2019 is the real question. Can Cole Hamels still get it done? Can Yu Darvish get it done? Kyle Hendricks got the money. Maybe he's got little Ryan Fitzpatrick in him. He can't get it done. But those are two teams that are built on their rotations. Same with the Cardinals. I think it's all about I'm a big pitching guy. I think pitching.
We missed that, by the way. The Cardinals picking up Paul Goldschmidt
Yes.
over the offseason.
That's
It's just a small move.
that's a nice addition. But as a Pirates fan, this is my 15th year going in as a fan. 15th opening day. The Cardinals have always been ahead of the Pirates for
Damn,
four.
this is my 15th year, too.
14 years in a row, the Cardinals have been ahead of the Pirates, and I will still look at the Cardinals as the biggest threat in the division. I don't care what year it is, who's on the team. The Cardinals are always the team that we're going to look out for because they've owned the division the last 15 years. And the Reds, I like what the Reds are doing. I root for the Reds. I can't stand the Brewers, Cubs, and Cardinals. I hate talking about them right now, but I just hate those three teams. The Reds I can stand a little bit because they're like us. They're a small market. Brewers are a small market, but they spend their money. I wish the Pirates would do that. But, yeah, it should be fun. Should be a fun division. Go Chris Archer. Cy Young. But if we're doing a Cy Young prediction, I'll save it at the end.
All right.
Well, you see.
So that leaves us only one division left to discuss, and that is the NL East. Probably the most talked about division really in the offseason because of Bryce Harper, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But hey, I think kind of a two-dog race a little bit again here, potentially. I think the Braves and Phils, they're on the rise still, obviously. Two great young teams they're here for growth and they're here to contend now. So that's really interesting to see. And then you got some obvious questions. Are the Nationals going to be able to keep pace with the two young teams? Obviously, with Harper and Philly now, you don't have that marquee guy. You hope that obviously the young guy, Juan Soto, can kind of plug in and kind of take care of that for him.
They're putting a lot on his feet.
Yeah.
They're expecting a lot out of that guy. And I feel bad for the young kid. So much pressure on him. It's just,
If you're a Mets fan, congratulations. You have the Marlins behind you in that division.
Yeah, you'll give the O's a shot in the AL East, but you're not going to throw the Marlins on this one? Come on!
Dan Levitar would be pissed.
I got a feud with them, too. Derek Jeter's just...
Jorge Posada will change it.
But, so what are your guys' quick thoughts here in the NL East? Because we're backed up on time. a little bit.
I think Phillies team division to lose. Braves will fall. And surprise team, the Nationals. A lot of people, I don't know if it's really surprised, and the Mets, overhyped.
Yeah.
Overhyped.
I'll do a quick thing. So we just do. Let's
Oh,
do
yeah,
a
just
quick
real
thing.
quick little
To get to our
rundown.
predictions. That's the fun part.
Yeah.
Here. My quick predictions is a sleeper. I don't know if he's a necessarily sleeper to everybody, but he's going to put up big numbers this year. If you want to play fantasy baseball or whatever, because with Bryce Harper there, is Gene Segura is going to have a great year with the Phillies. That is a great ballpark to hit in. I think the Mets are going to be such a disappointment. I think Cano will be solid for his first year there, maybe 2 years.
And a quick thing about the Phillies, with Bryce Harper there, if you play fantasy baseball, Andrew McCutchen will be a great addition to your team.
Pat, going to you.
I think the Braves will be the biggest disappointment in baseball this year.
I think
Wow.
so too.
They
I can
are
agree with
extremely young. And everyone looks at everyone else's young talent. Oh, they're not going to be good. So what makes the Braves' young
They
talent
died
so
off
much
last
better?
year, right? They
Yeah.
were good and then
Yeah, they
died.
tailed
Yeah,
off
and that's
a
why
little
like everyone's like, oh well, this young talent can't be good, but the Braves can be for some reason. Like, no, get out of here. Like, I think they're gonna flop. I really think the Phillies are going to run away with this division. Not even like going into September, it's gonna be a double-digit lead.
Did you know
They're
Bleacher
just-
Report Matt was reading? They had the Mets and the Nationals in the playoffs.
Yeah,
not
this
the Phillies.
Bleacher Report had the Nationals winning the division, and
I
the
mean-
Mets made a wild card, and the Phillies didn't even make the playoffs.
I can see the Nationals kind of sneaking in for a wild card. I can't see the Mets just because offensively, like you got to rely on Cano right now. Offensively, that's not good.
Yeah, Jed
That's-
Lowry, but he's hurt, right?
Jonas.
Nah, he's pretty good.
Who?
Cespedes.
Yoenis Cespedes?
when he's healthy.
When he's healthy and when he wants to hustle.
Pat doesn't like Jonas.
This is a guy with a fly ball hit right at him that dropped it. He didn't have to move and he dropped it.
Well, we're going to talk about Gregory
I
Polanco.
hate Cespedes. Anyways, Phillies run away. Braves are gonna be the biggest disappointment. They will find a way to finish below the Marlins somehow.
Do the
I
Marlins
don't
win
know.
60?
Yes.
Oh.
They'll win 60. The worst team in baseball will be Baltimore, followed shortly behind by the Braves.
Interesting.
Wow.
So with that in mind, then we
Swanson's
kind
the
of hit them
experienced
already.
player.
All right. I'll go by playoff first, I guess. NL East, Braves win the division. Phillies grab a wild card. Brewers win the Central. I believe I had the Cardinals getting the wild card. In the NL West, I have the Dodgers winning the division. In the AL East, Yankees get it. Red Sox get a wild card. Central, Indians. Astros win the West. A's get a wild card. Pretty much the same as last year, I
You
think.
love
No,
your
that's not
A's.
pretty much. That is the same as
Yeah.
last year.
It's the same.
division,
It's the same.
division.
Yeah, it's the same except the Yankees and Red Sox have flipped.
All right, Pat, go.
We're gonna go AL. We're start AL West. Give me the Angels. AL East. Give me the Yankees. Who else? AL Central. Indians. The wild cards are gonna be the Mariners and the Red Sox. I'm gonna give the M's a little credit. They got some very good things working out there. NL East will be the Phillies. Oh, he's pulling out the shirt.
Pat, just keep going.
NL East will be the Phillies. NL West is the Dodgers by a huge margin. NL Central, give me the Cardinals. Wild cards, we're going to ride Pittsburgh out. And we're going to ride the Nationals into a wild card.
Wow.
All right.
All right.
Nick.
I'm going to go with Red Sox. I'm going to go with Twins.
Wait,
I'm
Red
gonna-
Sox winning the division?
Yeah, these
Okay.
are division.
Okay.
Red Sox, Twins, Astros. Wild cards. Mariners and Yankees.
That'd be a
But
fun wild card series.
National League. Phillies.
game.
Out of respect, Pirates.
I respect it.
Rockies win the
I
division
respect
this year. Dodgers get a wild card. And surprisingly, Cardinals get back in. Wild card.
All right,
Yeah.
Matt.
We're here. We're going. The Philadelphia Phillies win the division. Aaron Nola, Cy Young.
Dude, Knowles
Wow.
is huge.
The Central is going to be the Cardinals are going to get it done. The West is going to be the Dodgers. Wild cards are going to be Brewers and the Washington Nationals get a wild card. AL is going to be Red Sox win the division. Yankees will be the first wild card. The Central is going to be the Indians because I'm just not a believer in the Twins. And the West, sorry, hate the Houston Astros, but they're going to win. And the second wild card is going to be my Seattle Mariners are going to surprise the world and make the playoffs for the first time since 2001.
Yeah!
All right.
So we're doing the awards now?
Yeah, awards. I'll go quick. AL. Why are you looking at me?
I just want to hear who
That's
you have.
frightening.
I want to hear who you
Oh my
have.
God. AL Rookie of the Year. I'm not going to pronounce his name. Kikuchi. Kikuchi is my Rookie of the Year in the AL. NL Rookie of the Year, Fernando Tatis Jr. Probably the one everyone's going to go with, I think. Cy Young for the AL. I'm going to go Corey Kluber. Or not Corey Kluber. Trevor Bauer. for the Indians, my mind went to wherever on that one. NL Cy Young, I'm going to go with a back-to-back winner. I'm going to go with DeGrom again. I think it's in the NL. Pat's.
I just want to hear your MVPs.
I'm not liking the way Pat's.
That's what I'm sitting like this for. I want your MVPs.
Pat is seriously frightening me
Okay,
over
what
there.
are your MVPs?
My NL MVP, I'm going to go with Joey Votto. And for the AL, I'm going to go with Aaron Judge. I'm going to go homer on that one. I'm going to go Aaron Judge for AL MVP.
So it's Cy Young's MVPs and
Rookies.
Rookie. Okay.
Yep.
Joey Votto?
Pat.
Oh my God!
Go, Pat.
Sorry, I'm
Just
I'm
go.
still stuck on the Joey
Yeah,
Votto
I'll go.
thing.
All right, Pat.
Sorry,
Or Nick, go.
Go to Nick. I got
Rookie
mine,
of the
but-
year's Kikuchi, and I haven't really studied my rookies this year. So the Cardinals usually build somebody. Cardinals will have Rookie of the Year. I don't know who's on the team. I don't really follow the rookies like Paul does in the minor league. But Cy Young's, Scherzer gets it done. Scherzer. Chris Sale gets it done. MVPs. I'm gonna go.
You good?
I'm gonna go. Not Mookie Betts. Andrew Benintendi has a breakout year, and I'm gonna go in the National League. I'm going to go. Max Scherzer gets the duo.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. Pat, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Rookie of the years, I don't care. Whatever. I'll agree with you. We'll go Kikuchi and Tatis Jr.
Kikuchi, sweet.
AL Cy Young. I hate to say it. Justin Verlander. I hate to say it, but his
I can't even say to predict that.
NL Cy Young. I do like the Scherzer pick. I would say Kershaw if I knew for sure when he's coming back, but we're going to stick Scherzer. AL MVP. It's a runaway. It's Mike Trout. NL MVP, Bryce Harper. Sling it.
Matt.
I'm going to switch it up a little bit. Rookie of the Year is going to be Guerrero Jr. is going to win in the American League.
Not who I thought you were going to say, actually.
And the NL Rookie of the Year is Sosa or Soto rookie.
No, he's. I don't think he's eligible.
I'm going to go with your Tatis Jr. pick.
Yeah.
The guy for the Padres.
Yeah, Tatis.
So that's the rookies. Cy Young is going to be Chris Sale in the American League. And the National League is going to be Aaron Nola, the Philadelphia Phillies.
Oh, wait, can I change my NL Cy Young to him? I like
Aaron
Nola, too. I like Nola. I'm
The
changing my NL Cy
MVPs,
Young
I'll do
pick.
NL. It's going to be Paul Goldschmidt of the Cardinals is going to win MVP. And because I put $5 in Vegas, Mitch Haniger is going to lead the Mariners to the playoffs for the first time and win the American League MVP award, just like Ichiro did in 2001.
See,
Anything's possible.
Honestly, I thought for AL you were going to say Austin Meadows.
No, hell no.
I like.
Oh, he's a rookie?
Yeah.
Technically?
Yeah, he's technically a rookie.
I just like Guerrero
He
Jr.
does
I
have
think
the
he's
service
cutting
time.
called up in June. He's going to be like Acuna last year, do what he did.
All right, so that is it for today's show.
World Series picks?
Oh, World Series, my bad. Go. Everyone, fall in
Like the
line.
whole reason we're playing?
Go,
Yeah.
Pat, go first.
World Series, Yankees, Cardinals. Yankees win it in 6.
Nick,
I'm going to go.
He wants the World Series.
Pat, all right, you think. Matt, go.
I'm going to go Red Sox versus the Philadelphia Phillies in the World Series, and the Phillies win the World Series.
All right, nice.
Twins, Cardinals.
Wow.
Cardinals lose in 6. Twins get it done. Woo! I don't know what that came from.
I'm going to go Yankees, Braves, Yankees in 7.
Wow.
Okay.
All right, that concludes
Yeah.
the podcast.
Yeah.
We
Very
watched it there
wild
at the end.
finish.
Squeezed it in there.
Big,
I
big
blacked
thanks
out.
to Matt and Pat for coming on. Thanks again, Matt, for coming on. We'll get you
Oh,
on again
always a good
soon
time.
as always. Pat, thanks for coming on again.
See y'all in about a month.
Nothing. Okay, perfect.
No fun fact?
Oh, yeah, no, we got a fun fact.
Go.
So, fun fact. Today is, in about an hour, it's going to finish up. Today is Air Max Day. On March 26, 1987, Nike released the first ever pair of Air Maxes. 32 years later, still rolling strong.
That's a very
All right.
attractive girl posted a photo of Air Max, isn't it? It was a nice photo.
It's always a fun day to celebrate.
Thanks again, guys, for coming on. Nick, who you shouting out
You know,
today?
you really should get something special. You know, he's got the fun facts. I'm going to go shout out my cousin Jack, who I just went to Vegas with.
Yeah.
Big
nice
Yankees
shout
fan.
out.
He's excited for the season. Shout out Jack.
All right. As always, we'll catch you guys again next week here in the studio. Probably just be me and Nick, but we don't know yet. Who knows? Thanks again. Like, share, subscribe, all the fun stuff.
Go Yankees.
Baseball season. We'll catch you guys next week here on the Fresh Takes Podcast.